Hello friend, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to my channel, Laser Graphics and Multimedia. My name is Rafi Yakub right here, and in this video you are going to learn how to create car servicing business card in Photoshop, step-by-step tutorial. But before I dive into the tutorial, if you are very new to this channel, remember to click on the subscribe. So with that being said, let's dive into the tutorial and see how you can create a car servicing business card template in Photoshop. So first thing first, you need to go to your file right here, and then you click on new. So at the top right here, you need to type in the title of your design, car servicing. Okay, then you have to come to the to this angle right here, click on here and make sure you choose inches. Then at the top right here, make sure you type in 3.25. then you have to come to the height and then make sure you type in 1.75. then you have to come to your resolution right here and make sure you type in 300. Then you come to the color rendering right here, make sure you change this color to CMYK color. Finally, you have to come down right below here and make sure you click on create. Next thing you want to do right here is to press Ctrl minus. This allows you to zoom in, Ctrl minus, and then it's zooming. Next thing you want to do right here is to drag your ruler, both vertical and horizontal, and make sure it snaps to the edge of the page. Next step to take is to go to your home tab right here. You go to image. From image, go to canvas size. Then this is going to pump up. At a point here, make sure you type in 0.25 for the width and 0.25 for the height, and make sure your relative is checked, and come to the top right here, click on OK. The next thing you want to do right here is to go back to your ruler, drag from both vertical and horizontal, and make sure it snaps to the page. So this allows you to create a zip zone. Next thing you want to do is to go back to your image from the home tab right here and look for canvas size, or you press Alt plus Ctrl plus C, and the canvas window is going to pump up like this. Then you have to come to window, width window, and press 0.25 for the width, and then come to the height, type in 0.25, then come to the top right here and hit on OK. So this 0.25 here serves as your bleeding area. That is, whatever you want to design must not fall in that category. Okay, so let's spin and see how we can play with shapes, color, and picture to form a very simple car servicing business card print ready template in Photoshop. So the first thing you do is to go to your toolbar right here, click and hold down. So at this point here, you need to look for custom shape. Okay, click on custom shape, and from the custom shape property, you have to come to the top right here, and you have to select a shape like this. Once you select your triangle, then you have to come to the triangle property. You can change the color to black. Then make sure at the point here, make sure shape is checked. Okay, then you have to come to the workspace and draw your rectangle, and for a perfect rectangle you have to press Shift key on your keyboard and press Alt key at the same time, then you drag. This allows you to draw a perfect triangle. Okay, all right, so once you draw a perfect triangle, you have to go back to your move tool, and then you can drag the shape into a workspace like this. All right, so next thing we want to do right here is to flip this particular triangle. You have to go to your home tab right here. So this time around, you go to edit. Then from edit, you have to look for free transform, or you press Ctrl T on your keyboard. You are going to. So next thing you want to do right here is to right click on this particular shape. So when you right click, this time around, you have to look for 90-degree clockwise. So you are going to have something like this. Okay, so you can press Alt key and Shift key and drag. This allows you to reduce the size of the triangle. You can increase the triangle also, and position it in the right. So once you're satisfied with the size and adjustment, you have to come to the top right here and click on confirm transform. So the next thing to do is to make a duplicate of this triangle by using a shortcut key. Just press Ctrl J. So when you press Ctrl J, this allows you to make a duplicate. Okay. Now this duplicate one right here, we can come to the layer right here from the layer panel. We double click on this duplicate, and then we can change the color to another thing that we'll be able to, and click on OK. This allows us to see what the shape is going to look like. Next thing we want to do is to shrink this particular triangle to adjust the size. So you have to come to the home tab right here again. You go to edit, then from edit you have to look for free transform, and then this transformation is going to pump up. Then you have to press shift key and hotkey on your keyboard and drag. Then this allows you to adjust and maintain the right size for the each proportion of the shape. Then you can easily drag the triangle into the top of the shape this way. Okay, so next thing we want to do here is to continue to make another duplicate. So by using a shortcut key, press Ctrl J on your keyboard, and this duplicate one here, we have to come to the layer thumbnail. We double click on the layer thumbnail. You can change the color, let's see, white, and we hit on OK. Now we want to adjust the shape. Just press Ctrl T on your keyboard. So when you press Ctrl T, this allows you to open a transform tool. Then you have to press shift key, hotkey on your keyboard and drag. This allows you to shrink in a perfect way. Once you're satisfied, you come to the top right here and make sure you click on confirm transform. You can press Ctrl T again to continue to press shift key and hotkey and to resize it more. And then click on transform, confirm transform, press shift key and select the shape. Then you have to come to the top right here, align to vertical center and align to horizontal center. Then we can come to the layer thumbnail right here and rename some of this layer. We double click on this place. We can name this white layer or white shape. Then we can name this gray shape. Okay. Then we name this dark shape. Okay, then we can exit from the layer. Now we need to make some duplicates again, so we have to consider by name. So we have to start from dark shape right here. So you just need to press Ctrl J to make a duplicate. Okay, then this dark shape right here, we can double click on the layer thumbnail and then we can change the color. Okay, so next thing we can do right here, we can rename this one another name. We can call it light shape and click enter. So the light shape right now, we have to press Ctrl T to open a transform tools, and then what we want to do right here, we're going to flip this particular shape. Okay, so for you to flip it, just right click on it and then make sure you choose flip horizontal. So when you flip horizontal, you have to press shift key and hotkey and drag. This allows you to resize the shape. So once you're satisfied with the size, then you have to drag the shape and take it to the top right here. And then you need to make sure it aligns to this particular one at the top right here. And you have to press enter key on your keyboard once you are satisfied. Okay. So next thing we need to do is to fall back to this particular dark shape. We press Ctrl J again to make a new duplicate. This duplicate one here, we can double click on the layer thumbnail. We can change the color to another color like this and click on OK. And we press Ctrl T to open a transform tools. We press shift key and hotkey. Then we make sure we adjust the size this way. Once you're satisfied with the shape, size, and the next thing you need to do is to drag and then snap this particular shape and make sure it gets to this particular layer and press enter key on your keyboard. So next thing you need to do is to look for the dark layer, press Ctrl key down and make sure you go to alignment right here and work on the align vertical center. So this needs to be aligned properly. Okay, so once it's aligned to vertical center, then you have to go back to this particular shape right here. We have to press Ctrl T to open a transform tools, Shift key and hotkey. Then we need to adjust this one right here. Okay. So once we adjust the size, we press Enter key in our keyboard. Then we have to look for this particular shape, okay, which is the dark shape. So we can change this color, this one to alternative dark shape. Okay, so we need that alternative dark shape and this particular shape. So we have to press Ctrl key down and select the two shape. Then we have to go to the home tab right here. We make sure we align to align edge. Okay, so we are going to have something like this. Okay, so next thing we need to do is to select this particular light shape right here, this one right here. So once you select it, then we have to locate this particular dark shape. Then we have to press Ctrl key from the layer thumbnail right here, and then we make sure we align them at the top. So we have to select align to the top. So you have it in this way. Okay, so we have to fall back to the light shape, and then what we need to do right here is to press Ctrl J to make a new duplicate and press Ctrl T to open a transform tools, and then we have to take it down and make sure they maintain the same gap. And then you snap, press Enter key on your keyboard. So we have to make sure that these two shape here, they were perfectly aligned. So you have to press Shift key and select this copy light shape, and then you have to make sure they were aligned properly to the align left edge. Then you can just, so with your forward arrow key, you can just tap out a little bit this way. Next thing we need to do is to fall back to this particular shape right here. We press Ctrl T to open a transform tools. Then we need to press Shift key, hotkey, and drag. This allows us to increase the size of this particular shape. So once we increase the size, we need to adjust it and make sure it aligns. Then we have to select this particular shape and press Ctrl key down and select this. Then we have to tap them out a little bit with our arrow key. You just tap down, tap out. Okay. And we have to select, we have to look for this black shape right here, and we look for the white, the gray shape, and then we press Ctrl key and select the white shape. We have to fall back and press Ctrl key and select the dark shape. Then with our forward arrow key, just tap out a little bit. So we're going to maintain the same interval between all these particular shape right here. Okay. So next thing we need to do is to locate this particular shape right here and press Ctrl J to make a copy, and then Ctrl T to open a transform tools. Then we have to press Shift key and hotkey and resize. Alright, then we press Enter key on our keyboard. So we can double click on the layer thumbnail right here. We have to select this particular color right here. Okay, now we have to fall back to this particular shape right here, and we come back to the layer thumbnail. We right click on the layer thumbnail and make sure we choose rasterize layer. So having choose rasterize layer, you have to come to your rectangular marquee tool. You click and hold down from this point here. Make sure you choose your rectangular marquee, and you drag this way to select that point and press delete key on your keyboard. Then you have to press Ctrl D to deselect, and so the next thing we need to do right here is to bring in picture into this particular design. So we have to select this layer right here, and we go to the home tab right here. We go to file. Then from file, we look for place embedded. Then adjust your picture, and then click on here to confirm. Then you have to come to the layer right here. Right click on the layer and make sure you click on create clipping mask. Then you can adjust your picture to fit in the shape. So once you're satisfied, then next thing you need to do is to apply color to the shapes. So we can decide to locate this layer, click on this layer, then we right click on the layer thumbnail right here, and we look for blending options. Then right here we have to look for gradient overlay. Then from Glorious Ladder, you have to click on here, and we can select this particular gradient, and then we click on OK. All right, so right here, we have to change the degree right here to 85. And then we can come here and make sure we change the angle to 180. And we make sure we remove the inverse. And we make sure the opacity is 100% and the color blend mode is normal. And we click on OK. All right, so we have to right click on the layer now. We make sure we click on copy layer style. Then we have to locate this. We right click and then we look for paste layer style. So we have something like this. So we can right click on this layer thumbnail. We go to blending options. Then right here, we have to go to gradients overlay. So right here, we can invert this gradients and we adjust the gradients from this point here. So once we satisfy, then we click on OK. Then we have to locate the gray layer. So we come to the thumbnail, right click on it and place layer style. Then we have to select this particular layer right here. We double click on the layer thumbnail and then we have to look for gray color for this. And then we hit on OK. Then we have to locate this particular layer right here. We come to the layer thumbnail. We double click on the layer thumbnail and then we change the color to dark blue. And we click on OK. So at this point here, the next thing to do is to add text shapes into the business card.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather